Flash family, welcome back to the Flashpoint podcast, a Southgate Media Group podcast dedicated to all things the Flash related over on the CW. I am Lilith, and joining me is the other 1/4 of the Firestorm Matrix.
It's Kelly. Hey, hey.
See, I even remembered it for this show this week. I'm getting better. It's only almost the mid-season finale.
Love you, Lilith.
Love you more. Up for discussion today is Legends of Today, episode 208 of The Flash.
That sounds so wrong.
It does. But it was written by the story was by Greg Berlanti and Andrew Kressberg, and then the teleplay was by Aaron and Todd Helbling. They just can't catch a break. It seems like they're writing something every other week just about now.
That's right.
But this episode was directed by Ralph Heckemeyer, who was last seen directing the premiere of season 2 for The Flash. So, I mean, they're going for consistency at least. You have the synopsis for us?
Mm-hmm. I sure do. Vandal Savage arrives in Central City and sets its sights on Kendra Saunders. After Vandal attacks Kendra and Cisco, they turn to Barry for help. Realizing how dangerous Vandal is, Barry takes Kendra to Star City and asks Oliver and team to hide her until he can figure out how to stop Vandal. Yeah, that's not dangerous. However, things quickly go from bad to worse when a man with wings, aka Hawkman, shows up and flies off with Kendra. Meanwhile, Harrison develops a serum to make Barry run faster and asks Jay to test it out. Ba-ba-bum.
Ugh. I don't even know where to start with this episode. I thought that it was beautifully shot. Like, the directorial aesthetic was amazing. The lighting and the depictions of the of Hot Girl and all those things. But I don't know, story-wise, it felt really crowded and, like, it was just a sense of, the suspension of disbelief was constantly broken with, oh man, Cisco really just calls him Barry in front of Kendra, and they just automatically take Kendra in, and just all these things where it's just like, oh, come on. This is a bitter pill to swallow, to quote Gotham a couple episode titles ago. That's my main thing about this. Also, what the hell is up with Caitlin? She's just falling for every single dude that bats his eyelashes at her. I mean, I guess I have said this, she's a good person, but I don't know where they're going with Caitlin. She seems like she's set adrift.
Yeah.
And it ain't bliss she's set adrift on, let me tell you.
She is still married.
And we know Ronnie's coming back.
Yes.
So it's just so creepy. But like I said, I do have the theory that on Earth 2, where Caitlin Snow is Killer Frost, that she had a relationship with Dr. Wells of Earth 2, and that, I don't know, they just have like this synergy together.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
And she might even be Jesse Quick's mom for all I know. So,
well, that would be pretty creepy.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I just want them to get Caitlin together. She's just seemed very lost for these last, like, 8 episodes of season 2. So I just want to get Caitlin back on track because, you know.
She's got the whole Han Luke thing going on, right?
Ooh, ouch. Ouch. They actually brought Jay back for this episode, but only to be a guinea pig, which is just like, this has been the biggest bummer for me. And sticking point, I think, is just like, oh yeah, we tossed that hat, so now we have to put our money where our mouth is and give the fans what they want. But this isn't what I wanted. I didn't want an impotent Jay Garrick. I wanted a mentor to Barry. Do you know what I mean? It's just been so lackluster for me. And why does Joe have Jay's number? Like, what?
Yeah.
Why is Joe the keeper of these things now?
Yeah, good thing Caitlin doesn't have it.
Oh, she does, but she was just she's too busy trying to save Dr. Wells of Earth 2, Dirty Harry's life there. I was just like, wait, there's a bullet in his lungs and he can't breathe. Okay. We're going to phase through his, okay, whatever you say at this point. They used to have some realism attached to things, but now it is just getting straight up comic booky. And I'm just a little disappointed. That's all.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I knew I wasn't gonna get attached to Kendra and Cisco because A, he belongs to Golden Glider, and B, she has a situation with Hawkman, and C, she's going to Legends of Tomorrow. So, like, I just feel like
And
Cisco also got shortchanged.
and they kind of got an age problem here.
I don't think that's a big problem.
Oh, 10 years isn't a big deal, but 4,000?
She looks good.
What she does for a mummy.
She's the ultimate cougar. He's the ultimate cub. Poor Cisco.
I know, poor Cisco. He just gets his heart stomped on all the time.
I know, it breaks my heart. It really does. And Vandal's okay. My biggest thing, I think, also is just Vandal Savage literally comes out of nowhere, like off the ship, and he's like, "Shiara," and I'm like,
Adrian.
That one too. I just watched Creed actually, which is funny. Great movie. You guys should go see it. Anywho, it was just weird and random, and how they tied Vandal Savage to Hawkman and Hawkgirl. I'm kind of bummed that it isn't the Thangorian alien origin story, honestly.
Yeah.
But you know, Carter Hall and the Egyptian thing. We might actually be able to get a Dr. Fate out of this though. Was the only thing that made me kind of go, oh, okay, I can swallow that.
Okay.
And then by Dr. Fate, we get Zatanna, and then maybe when
that would be sweet.
Constantine comes back. Like, dude, seriously, if DC Legends of Tomorrow, I don't know if you guys heard this.
Yes.
It's a season 2. They're thinking about Constantine already, which would be. And I say just bring in the whole Justice League Dark team of Constantine, Zatanna, Badam, Xanadu. Just go bonkers. Couldn't be more bonkers than the original cast at this
point. Because didn't they loosen up the character vault?
They did.
So, see, that could happen.
It could happen, but I'm still gunning. There's actually still hope, and I talked about this on Channel 52, so if you listen, I'm sorry for repeating this, but I just have to mention this, is that there's still hope for Constantine finding a second season. This time it's with a new streaming station called Tibby. Yeah.
Okay.
So they're actually right now in discussions with Warner Brothers and all that stuff about rights distribution. So I have my fingers crossed because I like the whole cast of Constantine. Although, you know, if I had to choose gun to my head, just give me Matt Ryan as Constantine. But I do love the whole cast and crew. I love especially Harold Perrineau and Matt Ryan's synergy and actor chemistry together. So I'm still gunning for everybody to be able to get their jobs back that worked on the first season of Constantine. So I hope that it does work out. But if it doesn't, at least we kind of have a parachute for Matt Ryan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Although he doesn't need it because he's on Broadway right now. Well, kind of, sort of.
I know. He's awesome.
That play is amazing, by the way. Hear nothing but good things about it. So yeah, off the tangent.
The way Matt Ryan just really brought Constantine to life. He really embodied that character.
He did. And he seems like he really enjoyed the character. And so if we can bring it back, that would be awesome. And I'm going to say shout out to the person who started the most recent petition that has like over 75,000, because that's actually what has the ITV Tibby streaming service interested. Is that it's been almost like a whole year since Constantine has been gone, and there's still all this, you know, rabid fandom surrounding it. So,
yes,
I mean, you know, look at Beauty and the Beast, honestly. So, stranger things have happened in this whole Constantine thing. So
that was a pretty strange thing, though, that happened to Beauty and the Beast.
It was, and we got our happily ever after in season 3, and we have one more season to wrap it up. So, you know, TV's weird, man.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, speaking of weird, how do you feel about this crossover? Did you think it actually needed to be a crossover event?
I don't know. It just felt weird. It felt forced. It felt shoehorned into the Flash, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, because that's what we've been building up to instead of the Zoom confrontation. And I think that's what irritates people a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Because Zoom would have been much more interesting than this.
Well, and we're not even gonna get Zoom for the mid-season finale, but we're getting Mark Hamill. Yay. And
Well,
we're
yeah, we got
breaking
to have
out
the trip.
Captain Cold, so I'll take Mark Hamill over Zoom in the pain that's going to bring any day.
I
I
love the
can
trip.
wait until after Christmas to have my heart broken and my feelings hurt.
Yeah, I hear you. I love Mark Hamill. Don't get me wrong. You know I do.
Yes. I'm just trying to delay the inevitable because
Yeah.
we all pretty much know how the Zoom thing is going.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
okay with that, but I just really feel like it's unfortunate that we've spent basically the last 8 episodes spinning off a show that
Spinning wheels.
that too.
Yeah.
And it's weird that, in my personal opinion, I think Arrow won the crossover this year. Flash hands down won the crossover last year, but this year Arrow definitely won it. So
Yes, I would
that's
agree.
really weird for me to say. Like I said, this was plotting, and it was just basically just set up for Arrow and all these things. And Cisco even says it. Do we really need to bring Team Arrow into this? Like when your character is asking the question that the audience is seriously asking. That's good meta. That's darn good meta. But it was very thin, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, it was really weird. It literally felt like they were trying to stuff, the ugly stepsister's foot into Cinderella's shoe.
They
It
cut the
just
toes
did.
off, did they?
Yes.
I don't know, man. It's just something really odd about this episode. I can't really put my finger on it. And it's like Joe should have. This was like the ultimate thing. Joe should have totally told Patty, because then she wouldn't have shot Harrison Wells of Earth too.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, but I guess then we wouldn't have had anything for Jay Garrick to do. So I don't know.
And what is it? Okay, does Jay know something we don't know? I mean, it just seemed really kind of weird how
Yeah,
that whole.
don't trust Harrison Wells, no matter what
Well, yeah,
he's in. Who
yeah, but Caitlin also helped with this. So wouldn't Caitlin have?
But she seemed to be led by the nose, honestly. He goes, bioengineering and all the soft science isn't really my thing. Hey,
Yeah,
so
but flattery only goes so far.
she's vulnerable still, in my personal opinion, too, though. And they're in
Mm,
a really dire situation.
that's true. It's just maybe.
Uh oh.
Oh no, I can't say that. um,
Oh, I
maybe
think I know
go
where
to
you were going with
Philadelphia.
that.
Maybe she needs to go to Philadelphia to get herself undistracted.
Clean out those gutters, people. Oh, yes, I kind of agree. But I don't know. It's just I, this is controversial. I guess I shouldn't say it. The thing that bothered me the most about Vandal Savage is that Casper Crump looks like Paul Blackthorne. Like I
That's
just was
true.
like, what the hell? I think that would actually be pretty awesome if he was a descendant of one of the Lancers.
Oh, that would be
Like
crazy.
I just got so distracted. I started spinning my own head cannon. That's not what you want in the middle of an episode like
She's she's playing Russian roulette with her head cannon, folks. Look out!
that. I really
Boom.
am. But yeah, that was a distraction as well. And I don't know, that motivation with Vandal Savage felt weak. I mean, it's very much not based on the comic book. Do you know what I mean? But I will talk about Vandal Savage in the Easter eggs because he has a very interesting history. And I think I know why they actually decided to tie Hawk Girl Hawkman and Vandal Savage together. So
Okay.
anyway, I was bummed that they didn't have Laurel in the Flash part because hello, her mother is in Central City teaching and she was
Exactly.
visiting.
Yes, and we need to see her.
But
We need to see our Doctor song.
she was busy with the husbands of River Song's episode of Doctor Who
That's true.
that aired the same week, so I'll
Yeah.
forgive them. But yeah, we also have the whole Oliver baby mama drama thing.
Oh boy, that was awful.
2 years later. Just, oh my God.
Yeah, really?
Is
Really?
what was the kid's name? I was like, oh, it's not Connor. Okay,
No,
it's William.
no,
Was it William?
William. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just like, well, I mean, that's good for me, but storytelling wise is like, oh,
What's his middle name though?
Jonas, like Oliver's.
Are we sure?
I don't know. If it's Connor, I'm gonna lose it. I
So
think
that's
it's
pretty cool.
Bartholomew because he has a thing for the Flash.
And Captain Cold.
Can't blame him honestly. So yeah, that whole
No.
thing started as well. Um, it's kind of weird the way that they resolved it because you know over the summer I heard that Felicity wasn't gonna be permanent, and so this is like the second time that they played with my emotions about Elastigirl breaking up,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like, just poop or get off the pot.
Sorry.
Honestly,
Yeah, I understand.
because you're only making the people that don't want Elastigirl mad, and you're only
You're
baiting
tweaking.
the Velocity lovers. So it's just like it's a catch-22, and I don't know what the writer should do on this front.
Mm, well, that's a good question. Uh, they just, I don't know. It's dumb to play both sides against each other.
Yeah, sitting in the middle of the fence only causes your groin to hurt. But uh,
Okay.
anyway, oh, I
Having a
finally
very interesting podcast today.
yes, I'm sorry. Oh, but Damien Dark also made a special appearance on the episode. I was just like, leave it to the Flash, always saving Arrow's butt. Only in my head it rhymed. Oh, but this is a PG podcast, so
Yes, it is.
I don't know. I'm kind of bummed that we didn't get more Hawk Girl. Like, do you know what I mean? I actually like Sierra Renee, who plays Kendra Saunders, and so I just feel
Yes.
like they could have gave us a little bit more. I believe they only have 15 episodes to flesh that character out over on Legends of Tomorrow. I mean, if we were gonna spin our wheels, at least we could have got character development.
Right, right, exactly. I'm with you.
Yeah, still better than guerrilla warfare though. Yeah, that's how I put it in perspective. I mean, not that the episode wasn't okay, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
just can't put my finger on what it is, other than I'm really upset that we're now like I said, this is like the third year in a row that Arrow has spun its wheels in all these things, and now they have the Flash doing it, and they didn't even. I guess at the end of the day, they didn't even set up how the team meets. Like they're actually literally leaving that for the pilot of DC Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I just think that they didn't go far enough with the crossover. I mean, if we're giving up all this airtime to them, then they should have gave us a payoff.
Yes,
There, I put my finger on it.
that's it.
Okay,
Because we just got like a quarter of it. Not even.
like White Canary didn't show up. Ray didn't even show up. I mean, they're still living. He's still living in Elastigirl and Elasti's loft. So where the hell was he when Vandal Savage came swinging through the damn window?
And isn't that a little awkward?
Apparently, Oliver is evolving into a really, really nice guy. Ooh, maybe he was having dinner with Curtis. That's my headcanon.
There you go.
He was out for the night with Curtis and his husband.
I love Curtis.
Me too. We should have totally had him. And maybe we'll have him for season 2 of DC Legends of Tomorrow.
That would be awesome.
It would be. Only if they do that, they have to keep Ray for season 2. Because those two would be awesome together.
Yes, they would be.
Oh no, I want to ask you about the damn scoring. I felt like it was good, but it was just so different, like drastically different.
Yeah. It's. I think they were trying to. I think he was trying to play off on the sound of Legends of Tomorrow, so we kind of get a feel for it. but
Yeah.
it didn't feel like he blended it like he normally does.
I feel like it was like the leftovers from Ra's al Ghul, like the ones that didn't make the cut. I'm sorry. Like when you listen to it, it has that kind of element to it. What he used for the back half of season 3 of Arrow, especially when
Yeah,
it came
yeah.
to like the League of Assassins stuff. So that's what kind of threw me. And I guess because Roz is ancient, Vandal is even more ancient, apparently.
Yes, yes.
And one more point is that Barry finally met Malcolm, and he had the same visceral reaction that we all do.
Yes.
Who
Yes.
is this guy? Oh, that was
And
great.
why does he have this thimble on his finger?
The better to cut you with, my dear. Or maybe he has some kind of opiate addiction. Who knows?
Yeah, that could be it. Or maybe snorting. I don't know. Anyway. Um
Oh yeah, so that was weird. They were like, "Yeah, let's just shove." Oh yeah, Flash hasn't had Barrowman on yet. Let's shove him over there too for no reason.
of course. Because he's got to show up and we got to talk about security or lack thereof.
At least they both called each other out on it.
Yes. Because it's ridiculous. It is completely ridiculous.
Oh, my poor Diggle threw up too.
Yeah, poor
It's like
Diggle.
every time.
That was funny though. You gotta
That was.
admit that's kind of funny.
So, do you really think that that's what Legends of Tomorrow is going to sound like?
I don't know. I I didn't really I didn't really pay that much attention to the soundtrack of the preview of Legends of Tomorrow. So I was more paying attention to Rory the Roman has facial hair.
I know it's weird, right?
Yeah, it was completely distracting. And so I'm not a big fan of facial hair, so
Oh, and they the one thing that I will say is that they kept showing obviously that Vandal Savage was the big bad in DC Legends of Tomorrow, so it also kind of threw off the oh well, they're not really gonna win.
yeah.
Like they kept showing it during the damn show, and I'm like, ugh, just like sigh.
Yes.
Just no tension whatsoever now. Uh,
Yeah,
so
we know that we have a white canary, and we know that, well, as if we didn't know that months ago, but you know what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly. So anyway, let's get into the review. Who was your favorite character of the night?
Oh, goodness. I would have to say it goes to Cisco.
Okay.
He was a genuinely nice guy. When he could have been, well, he could have been pretty mean, actually, if you think about it.
Yes.
And he was put in a really weird situation. So he was cool about it. And I don't know how else to put it, but he, he just, I don't know.
He's got a good
For
big
once,
heart.
he does. And for once, I'd like to see him come out ahead. You know what I mean?
I
Poor Cisco.
totally get you. Like I said, it's okay. We got Golden Glider. She's not going to DC Legends of Tomorrow, and her brother's going to be off there. So I think we might be able to finagle that. We'll have a little bat and cat kind of situation. Anyway,
But
just throw that out there.
their shipper name is just horrible. I'm sorry.
Golden Bat!
Just awful.
Well, we could have Rar
I'm
Snamong.
sorry. All I can think of is maybe Caitlin needs to witness that. But
Ooh, ouch.
ouch.
Yikes! I've got Kelly in on it now. You know, it's bad. Um, yeah, for
Oh
me,
boy.
I think it was. I'm actually gonna go with Damien Dark when he meets the Flash. It was like the best reaction. What was that? That's new. That's interesting. That's fresh. Another piece of meta that I totally enjoyed. Oh, kidding on the side note though, but no, that was one of my favorite like lines. I'll just throw that there. I don't know. I don't think that anybody really stood out for me. So I'm just gonna pass.
Whoa.
It was a rough episode.
It
Um,
was.
favorite scene?
Well, I love Diggle throwing up. That was funny. Um, it's awful, isn't it? Um, and I'm trying to think what I watched them back to back, so it's like finding. I'm trying to remember exactly where the cut was, between them because I literally watched them in the
Yeah.
same sitting. Um,
Oh, we should have done it flat Arrow Flash Power Hour style. I'm sorry.
it's okay. I did watch them in the same sitting because this week has been crazy. Um, as it always is now. I'm always on the road, but I'm trying to think the whole thing with Diggle, and then there was now I can't remember. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You know.
That's okay.
You got one.
When they Barry shows up at the new Arrow Cave like 3.0 at this point, and he's like,
Mm-hmm.
"Wow, nice new digs."
Oh, and Cisco wasn't it? Didn't he go like something like, "Man, this isn't even."
Yes, and he's like, "Where's the copper wiring?" And Felicity's like, "Excuse you, this is my house." And then she's
Yes,
like, "It only shorted like 3 times yesterday." That was a great scene
like
too.
today.
Um, there's another really good scene too. I actually like the arrival of Vandal Savage when he gets out of the handcuffs.
Oh, that was fun.
It's like, who's this reject? Okay.
Oh, you're the one in handcuffs, Captain. What? Well, I don't know, Raggy. You with me, Lilith?
Yeah, just a second.
Okay.
Yep. Any lines that stuck out to you?
Let's see here. Thought I had one pulled up. Oh, of course it's not on this page.
Of course not.
Of course it's not. Oh, you brought arrows to a gunfight. What guns? Oh, that was actually pretty clever. Kill them.
Kill them. Oh yeah, that was good. That whole confrontation that they were having. Oh, my favorite line of the night is It's the Flash. Did I know we knew the Flash? We know the Flash. Okay, I didn't know we knew the Flash.
Felicity, the magnetic arrow gag will never work. Yes, it will, my love, because I'm really smart. And guess what, Oliver? It did work. Felicity, honey, it's a little hard to fight when you keep doing that in my ear. Oh, I totally forgot that this is an open line. Keep doing what you're doing. Make smart decisions.
Cisco, since when did our lives suddenly become an Indiana Jones movie? I was like, since day one.
Wow, nice new digs. Also, I just noticed no sleeves. Do you get cold? I spent the better part of 5 years on an island in the North China Sea. I don't get cold, Barry.
I'm like, I was confused. I don't know. I guess it's the North China Sea part, but I could have sworn that that island was very subtropical. Just for looks, I guess.
I like this one too. I'm not changing my nickname. I like Speedy. Are you familiar with my body of work? If you are, then I can come up with something much better than Speedy. Why don't you get a haircut and then maybe we can talk about it? I think you're just mad because my conditioner game is on point.
Oh yes, that was an awesome. That was my favorite character interaction. Actually, that was great. Oh, speaking of that, favorite character interaction.
Oh! I got one more.
Okay.
How come you didn't tell me Zoom broke your back? Oh, I'm so glad you're okay. So this is what it's like dating her. More bruises from her than from Deathstroke.
Oh, that was a good one. Oh, favorite character interactions.
Oh well, of course. You got Barry and Diggle. The whole running thing that was great. You got Thea and Cisco.
Yep.
You got I don't know. I like the whole uh Kiara and Cisco thing, of course,
Mhm.
and or Kendra, I guess you would call her. I don't know how. And
Keep
I like the
serious.
yeah, and the whole thing with when the guy is when Khufu is explaining his reincarnation, and did you hear what Cisco said to him?
What?
Oh, okay, Romeo, why don't you pump the brakes?
Oh yeah, I did.
And you're 0 for 206. You still think you're her best bet? I was
Yes.
like,
Oh my
oh,
god.
Cisco.
It's not like he's wrong.
No, it's not.
You totally nailed all my character interactions. Definitely.
Since when did our lives suddenly become an Indiana Jones movie?
Since always. Since always.
Yes. Well, they do have an archaeologist.
They do.
Yes, that's the problem.
Now, who's gonna break out the whip and the fedora?
That's a good question. Well, wait a minute. We should have that on Gotham. So no, can't do that. Um,
Oh, that's funny. Anyway, I guess we should get to the grade while I'm in a good mood. I will let you go first, however.
well, pacing what we got for all this waiting, I wasn't that impressed. I would say probably I'm kind of C+. Um, uh-oh. Did we do it again?
Oh, we're very very close to each other.
um, yeah, it was just we didn't get for all the waiting and all the stalling we've done. We we didn't get much of anything except introduced to a couple characters who will be spun off in another show. That's it.
I totally agree. Last year it just didn't live up to last year's crossover for the Flash standards, I think. And like I said, when Arrow beats Flash, it's dark times.
Yes. Yes, it
Although
is.
I should stop saying that, but Arrow's been getting better and better, and the Flash has been evening out. I guess is the only way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I gave it a C minus. This is
Well,
just brutal. Like I couldn't even bring myself to watch it two full times. I was just like, ugh. That's bad. Like usually I'm always happy to rewatch The Flash. Like I wasn't even fully engaged when it was on TV. I didn't even
yeah.
live tweet it. So I'm sorry guys. I haven't
Well,
been live tweeting, but I've been just trying to let you guys have fun and enjoy it without my little nitpicky self intruding. But next week's episode, I'm totally live tweeting because it's the return of Mark Hamill, and we're breaking out my baby Captain Cold. So, plus Iris and Joe are meeting Wally West, I hear. So I definitely
yeah,
want to
that's
be
what I
there for
hear
that.
too.
Spoiler alert. Sorry if you didn't want to know that. So yeah, I'm totally excited for next week's episode. A return to form now that we have the formalities out of the way. I think. So
Yeah. Hopefully we can now get a move on.
well, the next episode's title is "Running to Stand Still." So
Oh no.
that we're gonna have a talk about these titles.
Yes, we are, because we don't want to stand still. Uh, no.
you know, we'll see how that goes. But you have some connections slash Easter eggs courtesy of IMDb for us?
Oh, yeah. Let me find it here. Hold on a second. Of course, I just walked out of that. Let me get back in there. I find it where they hide this. Ah, here we go. All right. Of course, this episode is named Legends of Today, while episode 8 of Arrow is named Legends of Yesterday, and the new spin-off show, of course, is Legends of Tomorrow. Okay, where is the other one? Yeah, I know that. Hold on. It took me to the wrong place. Let me find it here. It's really weird how it does this when you go in here. Connections. Here we go. All right. So there's multiple references in this episode to Raiders of the Lost Ark from 1981 because Cisco mentions Indiana Jones. The 1986 show Highlander is mentioned in the dialogue, as well as the 2005 miniseries The X Games. And Felicity happens to mention the Dothrakis from Game of Thrones. And that's about it. But kind of fun that we're getting stuff mentioned from other networks in the show.
Pop culture references are the best.
Yes, that they are.
All we need is a Big Bang Theory reference, since we have that little ongoing running T-shirt gag. Where is? Okay, so yeah, let's do some shameless plugs and get on out of here.
Alrighty. Well, you can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and just about anywhere else that matters at SuperSquint. That's SuperSquint. And you can also hear me on Before the Bat with Phil and Tyler, and of course on Queen Consolidated with the lovely Miss Lilith.
Yay. As for this podcast, you can find us on Twitter at Flashpoint_SMG. And our email is flashpoint.smg@gmail.com. And of course, we are on Facebook, facebook.com/The Flashpoint Podcast. Question mark. As for me, you can find me on Twitter at Lilith Hellfire. If you're on Tumblr, be sure to check me out. It's lilithhellfire.tumblr.com. Or if you like, you can check out my website, lilithhellfire.com, where I just kind of review any and everything under the sun as honestly and snarkily as possible. Yeah, that's about it for my shameless plugs. But please do check out SouthgateMediaGroup.com for a list of our 80 plus podcasts. We cover everything from anime to wrestling and anything in between. So I'm sure there is a podcast for you out there. They also
We
have
don't have a Zumba podcast yet.
What?
We don't have a Zumba podcast yet, so we can go A to Z.
You should pitch that to Rob. You know what? We are getting an X Files podcast for the revival series, so we will have X covered.
There you go.
If you are in a giving mood, please be sure to head over to iTunes and check us out, rate, review, and subscribe. And please remember to download the episode because
streaming doesn't count. And hopefully soon you'll be able to find us on Google Play.
Whenever they decide. Like I said, I think it's like the second week of the new year is when Google Play, the podcast portion of it goes live. So just be aware that we are already approved and ready to go from the minute that they say, the minute that they get
they say go.
Yeah. So it will be next Tuesday before you know it.
And we'll be back in a flash.
Awesome.